I really love this trope at times, and I don't know why I do. It's Top 5 Wednesday again, and I, again, like this topic, so let's do the thing. Today we're doing the top 5 hate to love relationships. The hate to love relationship trope is, well, kind of a love it or hate it. When done well, I really like it. What I'm actually excited about really is that a lot of my examples this week come from like classic lit. So let's get started. 5. The Dragon and Agnieszka from Uprooted. A lot of people compared this to the relationship between Sophie and Howl from Howl's Moving Castle, and I definitely see a lot of the influences from that. I really like the two of them. I think because the reason these two clash most of the time is different life experiences and ideologies, mainly in the way that they approach magic and do magic. And the dragon is a character who, admittedly, I could see people not liking him. He's very sarcastic. He's just sort of 100% done with everything and everyone. I mean, he's very old, so yeah. And he does talk down to Agnieszka a lot, and he kind of looks down on her, and a lot of it is because he just doesn't understand her, and she's like, you're a dick, I'm gonna do what I want. And the way their relationship develops over the course of Uprooted, I really was like, come on, you two, just start working together. Start seeing that you have two completely different approaches to magic, but like, you can make it work. You can make it work and solve the thing, and it'll be great. And that's a relationship I got really invested in, watching them grow closer and closer, that by the end of the novel I was like, yep, you get my stamp of approval. 4. Kelsia and Aaron from the Winners Trilogy by Marie Rutowski. This is a classic modern YA example of the hate to love trope. These two, you realize how powerful a team they could be if only they were on the same side. And the reasons they don't communicate make sense in the plot. So they are constantly at odds with each other and battling each other and really hate each other in the beginning, well, especially Aaron towards Kelsia. But it's all makes sense in the context of the world and in the context of the story. And the way that was done was so just well done, well paced, well plotted, so that by the time you're finishing the 3rd book and, you know, they've gotten past all of this and sort of come to this understanding, you're no longer hating each other, you're like, they've been through a lot to get here, and it took a lot of work, and it all made sense. They are definitely on equal footing, they have different strengths, and they may not always agree, but like, they've worked through the things which really kept them apart. Number 3, Anne Shirley and Gilbert Blythe from Anne of Green Gables. Classic example of Anne really hates Gilbert, grows to love him. I'll admit I've only read 3 books in the Anne of like Green Gables series, and the 3rd one is where they like basically finally get over themselves and get together, and it's beautiful. I freaking love these two. There's something about these characters where you knew they like had to get together while reading Anne of Green Gables, even though they were fairly young in that book, though Anne of Green Gables takes place over a relative period of time. I love the fact that these two start out kind of as enemies, mainly as proclaimed by Anne, because Gilbert's a bit of a shit. He like tugs her hair and makes fun of her, and I'm like, stupid kid, not the way you do things. And so she hates him, and eventually they kind of grow to be begrudging competitors, and then they become friends, and that friendship lasts a long time and eventually leads to romance. And I like that it took a long time, and that they started out really with her hating him a lot, and eventually like he apologizes, she realizes he's actually not a bad guy, and it's a well-plotted, well-paced romantic relationship that starts out badly, ends out good. Number 2, Beatrice and Benedict from Much Ado About Nothing. The sassiest couple you will ever find in your life. Oh my god. These two start at the beginning and they are constantly throwing shade at each other. It's amazing. You get the sense that they probably had a relationship before and it kind of ended badly, and so all they do is just throw verbal shade at each other, and eventually like they come together by the end of the play. But there's something about that I'm all about. I love that they start out just throwing shade, and it's these crazy extenuating circumstances of characters around them that brings them closer together. There's also the fact that I always think of the movie that stars Kenneth Branagh and Emma Thompson, and it's just like...
I wonder that you will still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What, my dear Lady Disdain? Are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die while she had such meat food to feed it as Signor Benedict?
Yes, those two going at it in that movie, just... that's verbal sparring at its finest. Number 1, the granddaddy of them all. Come on now. Elizabeth Bennet and Fitzwilliam Darcy, Pride and Prejudice. Do I even need to explain why this is like probably the best hate to love couple? Good God, does she not like him to start with? I mean, he doesn't kind of like her all that much, and then he does, but he looks down on her, and she's just like, get off your high horse, motherfucker, like, I'm a catch, fuck off. I just love these two, and I remember when I first read the book, and I didn't know how it ended. I really didn't know anything about it. I previously encountered Sense and Sensibility, but I was sort of reading Pride and Prejudice like, yeah, they've got to end up together, but man, did this start out bad for them. Oh dear. Oh, this is not going well. And the first proposal happens and you're like, oh no. Oh no. He's such a guy. He just doesn't get it. And you're like, oh no. And eventually they come together. That for me is the epitome of like doing it really well, where oftentimes they start at odds and you get why they're at odds, and then they work through everything. They kind of realize, oh, okay, you're not a complete asshole. Oh, maybe I behaved badly. Oh, realizations coming together. We're perfect for each other. Thank you. It's a trope that can be done well. It's a trope that can be done very poorly. But those are 5 that I really like. Thanks for watching me ramble today. If you'd like to see more from me, go ahead and click that button with my face on it. It'll take you to my channel, where I ramble about a whole lot of different things. Got some thoughts of your own? Go ahead and leave them down in the comments. And make sure that if you want to see more ramblings from me, you click that little subscribe button. That's it for me today, you guys, so until next time, cheers.